What's going on, folks? I'm about to show you how you could disconnect a water shutoff valve and replace it just in case, say it's bad, you need to put a new one on. This basically is the valve that you may find up underneath your toilet or up underneath a sink that's going, you'll normally have one that's say going to your hot water, one going to your cold water. And what you would use this for is to actually shut off like the water that's going to your faucet or to your toilet. But if you need to replace this valve, it's pretty simple to do. The first thing that you're going to want to do is shut off the water that's going to this valve. So you may have like a main shut-off valve somewhere in your house that you want to go and shut off. That way, it shuts off the water coming here. And to remove these valves, it's pretty simple. The first thing you would want to do after you have the water shut off is you may want to go ahead and disconnect this line right here, which is just your water supply valve that may be going to your toilet or going to your sink. And to do that, you could take like a monkey wrench or something. You would just do just like that and remove this nut right here pretty much. And once you remove that, you should have this water supply valve should come free. You set that to the side. And now the next, what you'll want to do, you'll see you'll have like a bolt or nut right here. Also, you'll notice that on the valve itself, it has like a spot that you can hold at. So what you're going to want to do is take like two things, like maybe take a pair of vice grips gently. You don't want to press on it too hard to hold it still. Then you probably want to take like a monkey wrench or something. You could take two monkey wrenches, and you would just want to turn like that. And once you loosen that, then you could come in normally and just completely turn this off like that. And normally once you do that, you'll have your water supply valve will be off. This happens to be put on with a compression valve. Now you also could have a type to where it's sweated on, to where you took like a torch and sweated the actual pipe onto it. In that case, you'll probably have to cut it off. But a lot of them also just have a compression valve like this on it. So once you removed this valve, your water shutoff valve, if you want to put a new one on, first you want to decide which type of shutoff valve do you want. This pretty much is like a full turn shutoff valve. And you can see that it's turning like that all the way around that you could use. And the benefit to these type is if you need to actually replace it, say it's dripping or something like that, you don't have to actually replace this whole valve. I mean the whole thing. What you could do is, and you can see right here, you can take this part off right here and you'll be able to basically turn out and just replace this handle right here, which is this, and not actually replace this whole piece. So this is actually called like a full turn valve that basically you could do that way. So therefore, if you had to replace it, you could actually separate it out and just replace that handle like that. Then you put the new one back on and you would do it like, and also a lot of times this is the problem if you have this type, if it's actually leaking. Sometimes if your valve is leaking, what you could have to do is come in here, you'll see this little bolt right here, and this sometimes just needs to be tightened. So you would just hold something on the other side of it, and if you can see, I'm just tightening this part right here on it. And a lot of times that's what your issue is when you have leaks coming out of this shutoff valve, is this, I believe it's called a compression nut, is loose right here, and you just need to tighten that up right here, and that'll take care of your leak problem. But like I said, you could either choose to get a valve like this that turns all the way, that if it messes up, you can just replace the front part of it right here, or you can get this type of a valve, which is called a quarter turn valve. And it's, as it says, it only turns a quarter way, which means if you can see, it's like that. That will be, say, on, and that will be off. So it's easier for you to kind of know when the water is on or off because it only turns a quarter, like that. That'll be either on, then that's off. It'll stop. That's called a quarter valve. The difference with this one is, if, say, this handle part goes bad, if it starts leaking or something, you have to replace this whole shutoff valve now. You can't just take this part off of it and stick a new one on. You have to actually replace this. And these right here cost more. They normally cost about double the price of your full turn valves would. But anyway, so say you want to actually install a shutoff valve onto this pipe. There's different ways that you can install them, but what I found that there's some of them that's push. You just push them on and they're good. And other ones are called compression valves, which this one is. And on the compression valve, all you need to do pretty much is just, you'll buy it, you'll unscrew it, you want to take the actual nut itself and put this on your pipe like that. And once you got that on there, and then what you're going to want to do is take this ring and put that on your pipe. Kind of push it back. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is actually take your valve itself and you want to stick that on to your pipe and push it all the way on as far as you can. And then what you're going to do is basically pull the nut up like this and tighten that up. You're going to want to use like two things. You're going to want to use like a monkey wrench and two monkey wrenches, or a pair of vice grips and a monkey wrench. One like to hold here, and then you're going to want to tighten up here with something else. You want to hold this still and make sure that when you're doing that, you have your water supply valve right here going up. Wherever that your toilet or your sink is going to run, you want to have it facing that. But once you have that on here holding this, you just want to come in and tighten this down. You don't need to tighten it too much, but you just want to come in and tighten that down just like that, pretty much, to where you're tightening that nut that's right here is what you're tightening up, and you're going to hold it with this right here pretty much, and you're going to be tightening this one up right here. And this is pretty much the way that you would install a water shutoff valve onto the back of, say, if you look behind your toilet, normally you'll see this valve right here that pretty much will turn off your toilet, or it'll be up underneath your sink pretty much. You'll basically have that. And also you want to make sure that when you're installing this, that you have enough pipe. If you had to cut, because say sometime it could be sweated on or either put on to where it doesn't have a compression valve on it, you just need to cut it off. So you want to make sure that you have enough pipe once you cut it to be able to put a new one on. If not, you'll have to do an extension and add some onto that pipe. Alright folks, once again, this is how you would install a water shutoff valve that may go to your toilet or to your sink or something like that you actually want to have a shutoff valve to. Please check out our other videos and please subscribe. Thanks.